How to make a pantaloon hem. I'm going to show you how you change a wide leg trouser like this. So it's quite wide, I think it's about 51 inches all the way around, and we're going to change it into a pantaloon like this one. So we go from this to this. So first you need to sew your channel. So you basically fold it over the amount of times and iron, and then you leave a gap here. So I've left about a 1.5 inch to 2 inch gap. Then I'm using this black elastic. I think it's possibly quarter of an inch wide. Then you need to measure your ankle and then reduce it by about an inch and a half, so it's quite snug. Cut your piece to size, attach a safety pin onto the end. So like that. So you'll have this. Then you get your channel. So there's the hole. Start threading it through here. Slide it along. Right, when you get so far, you don't want to lose your elastic. So I suggest grab a pin. Pin it like so, just to the seam, so it's not going to go anywhere, and then just keep threading it through. Try and keep your elastic flat so it sits nicely, and just keep threading. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So now we are out, so we take the safety pin off and just hold this tight so it doesn't go back in, and then you want to take your pin out, just hold those together, and then you need to do you can either do a little zigzag stitch, which is good for stretch. You can use a stretch needle as well. You can also, if you wanted to cheat, you can also tie them, but it will create a little bit of a bulk because you'll have a knot. So you can either sew them like this, which is a little bit more bulky because it won't sit flat, or you can sew them flat like so. So you would cross them on top of each other like that and sew down the middle. It's just a little bit more tricky because it's quite small elastic. You can hand sew it if you find that easier. Right, so I've done a little stitch here. So I've done it in this colour so you can see it. There we go. So they're all finished, all sewn. Here's the hem. You can move it around just so it's all even. If you try them on and they're still slightly too wide, then you can just open up your little seam that you sewed shut and just tighten the elastic a bit, just chop some off. Easy peasy. So there we go, pantaloons.